So here we are. And this is, again, we have just come out of the concept of giving and receiving. So we all want to receive the blessings of life. And then we also mostly, if we have a kind heart, we want to be giving. So it's just kind of that. But, it's interesting because people have a sense of wanting. I remember years ago, we were at a little church we were going to in Colorado, and the minister was out of town, but the pianist was there, and he ran the show. And he said, "I just want you to think of one word and think about what it means to you." And the word was abundance. And I thought, wow. And boy, we all paid attention at that service because we're going to be called upon or something like that. But it was just interesting to think about the concept of abundance. So let's go ahead and read it. All right. Abundance. As I share the abundance, it increases. As each plant produces hundreds or thousands of seeds that could become the fruit and then the tree, so nature offers all we need to be alive and thrive. We appreciate the prosperous earth, which gives a bountiful harvest every season. May we manage the abundance well and caretake this eternal paradise, so it will continue to produce its bounty. As the earth offers its abundance and I receive it, I have everything I need and more. I love sharing what I have, which enhances the flow of life's blessings. So I like that idea of enhancing the flow of life's blessings.
Yes.
One of the things I think was interesting between the last reading and this one, and this is, I'm grateful for what the words say, although I know there's a lot more in this for me, because I like the giving and receiving in abundance with the earth mentioned in these writings. And I've also been listening to Earth Within a lot lately. So there's something in all of this for me, but I appreciate that we're looking at giving, receiving, and abundance with the earth in mind as well, and not just what sometimes is typically from me to you or you to me, kind of, this is a bigger way to look at it. And I appreciate that offering, because I really haven't typically thought of it in this big of a way. So there's something new for me here, and I just wanted to share that. I don't know really what that is going to mean, but it's a new perspective. So I'm grateful for how this is enlarging my view.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Great.
And Dean has so much in his heart about the earth.
Yeah. The earth is not just a grab all 7-Eleven concept. It's much deeper than that. And we've learned a lot from Native American elders on how their perspective takes them deeper. And it becomes, after a while, it becomes natural. You go through life with this added depth that you can tap into anytime. And you can actually stay there. So if we want to connect with each other, that is the way to do it, to share and to give.
I like the earth is not a 7-Eleven. I'm going to write that down because I like that. I may have to use that.
Well, and of course, giving and receiving, the earth is the perfect example, because right now we're taking. And I feel like the more we can understand we need to give back, and that's very much in our, the concept of Native American philosophy and that sort of thing. And even Christian, I mean, there's just all the various religions. If you really look at them deeply, they do come down to respecting the earth. It's not that the illusion that it's just there for us to gobble up. But if we take too much, there won't be much left. And then there's the idea of giving and receiving love. I mean, I feel like that has, we have this infinite supply of love. So the more you give, the more you receive. And I think that's a really good kind of way of looking at it. What do any of you have coming up for this concept of giving and receiving?
For me, it's more personal. It's like if the emotion involved in giving or sharing or anything like that, or expressing love, to do that emotionally, you have to feel it. And so in feeling it, you're actually having the experience yourself. And because of that, you're actually receiving it at the same time that you're giving it.
I mean, we feel good when we give love.
Exactly.
It's not like, oh, I'm giving away and then it's a finite resource or something and we're going to run out. I think the more we love, the more we feel love. And then again, you become a magnet for love. So love is a perfect example of the giving and receiving.
Mm-hmm.
And that can mean something subtle like being kind to the person at the checkout counter, or, just the homeless person on the street, or, somebody that, is challenged in their lives. So I just feel like the more we can offer our gifts of love and support in whatever that might involve. And as Susan said, when she was dealing with COVID, and people came and gave her, brought her food and that sort of thing. And that means so much, because you feel like, oh my gosh, I can't barely get through this myself. And then some dear friends come along and helps.
And also, I think these are all really wonderful kind of core principles at a time when things are getting pretty intense out there, whether it's economic or the climate, or we're really seeing these things get manifested. So it's so wonderful to have these kind of basic approaches to your interaction with other people. I have a friend, a very, very long-term friend who was diagnosed with cancer and is having treatment now. And this is all kind of unfolded over the past 2.5 months, I guess. So I've been trying to be supportive as best I can, going to appointments with her and whatnot. And so I got this notion that I would knit her a hat because she'll probably lose her hair, right? And so my niece was visiting. My niece is an expert knitter, and she got me, we selected some yarn and needles, and I hadn't really done this since I was about 14 years old. So I started the process, and it was so ambitious, and I had to redo it, start over 3 or 4 times. So I kind of got it right. And then I just got into it. And of course you can't use your phone if you're knitting, right? And so I've known this woman I was making it for since 1967 or something. So the whole process of making this hat, I started reliving all the experiences we'd shared together through this decades of friendship, And when I gave it to her, I said, this was an amazing experience. I just remembered so many crazy things we'd done together, And she said, that's so great, because now when I wear it, those thoughts will come into my head and I'll start remembering them too. And I thought it was kind of this amazing kind of exchange of giving and receiving with a outcome that I never could have anticipated, It's kind of cool.
Great.
I love it. I love the idea of the memories being knit into the hat.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And also memories are the blessing that we have yet. Whatever we've gone through, whatever we lose, we still have our memories. So, just treasure. That's really precious. I love it.
It strikes me that abundance and give receive have to do with circulation, and any body needs circulation. And the other piece was, and the earth is a body that we are part of. And when we circulate to the earth, say our compost, it gives to us, it gives to the creatures, it just keeps building. It keeps building the earth, and the earth keeps building us. The give and receive, the abundance is just exponential. And that circulation of giving and receiving, again, it keeps pumping spirit, because when we open our hearts to give, we let the spirit can come through us in greater amounts. And the more we allow that, the more we experience, the more the world experiences. So contraction, giving and receiving certainly feels a whole lot better.
Exactly. And it's interesting, you talk about circulation, and if you think about the economy, say, the economy thrives because of circulation. And every transaction you make, from the very beginning creation or extraction of the resource, or the making of the thing, or the preparing, everything increases. There's a little bonus for each level of that. I mean, so the economy is an interesting, I'm just calling attention to that because it's an interesting way to look at it. And you see very real how things grow with the circulation. And especially if you circulate in a region like small towns, we talk about keeping the economy, supporting local businesses and things like that. So you support a local business, and that money that you pay them circulates in the town many, many times over. Whereas if you pay into a big, corporate system, it goes out immediately and never comes back. So I think, circulating the goodness within the local community, and then it naturally spreads out. But I don't know, I'm fascinated by that, the knowledge that each transaction of buying or selling, giving or receiving, making or sharing, it all increases its value. So without necessarily increasing the detriment, because obviously if you have too much economy and too much, I think that our challenge with how we look at life today in our societies is that you want to be growing. And maybe that isn't really necessary. Maybe we don't really want to be growing. Maybe we really want to be in balance, and that we have giving and receiving in balance and stuff like that. So.
Yeah. Circulation is like what you're saying. It's not growing. If my circulation kept growing, I would explode. But it's a balance that keeps the energy going. It keeps the energy going in our economy. When you say economy, often my first feeling is, oh God, dry, boring corporations, And the fact is, the dollar bill, the economy, is just ways for us to give to each other and receive from each other. And it goes in this beautiful circle, like you said, in a small town. And there's a feeling to that that's very different than the feeling of corporations that we usually associate the word with and the concept. So there's something very beautiful about having a medium in which we can give and receive from each other, called money.
It's handy.
It's
Rather than me lugging my cow over to the market
right.
for a week. Does that anything come up for people? Yeah, I think, I don't know. It's just about keeping the flow.